Yo, 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 what's happening, people? Welcome back. We're live for a match review of Burnley versus Arsenal. And as you can see at the bottom, spot on prediction. Burnley won, Arsenal won, as I thought it would be. Not surprised in the slightest. Um, yeah, let's get into it. There's a lot to talk about. Let's get right into it. Yo, 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 what's happening, people? Welcome back. Welcome back. We are live. We're live in the chat for Arsenal versus Burnley. What happened, guys? Get in the chat. Let me know what happened. Let me know what went wrong for Arsenal there. We lost. We lost. Poor result. Poor result. Poor result from Arsenal today. Shocking. Um, Despite predicting it, 1-1's a bad result. It's a bad result, especially for a period of time where it looked like Arsenal were in cruise control. It looked like Arsenal were in cruise control, and then we gave away a sloppy goal. Not for the first time this season. We've been guilty of giving away sloppy goals. Errors conceding to goals time and time again. It's not really set pieces. We don't get outplayed. We don't concede like the mad ones. It's just individual mistakes time and time again. Similar to the Danny Ceballos last week. This week it was Xhaka. Just poor, poor. We'll go from the start though. Obviously started very well. Aubameyang got in the box and does what he does best, scoring. Couple step overs, good ball, good shot from Aubameyang into the back of the net. I think Nick Pope definitely should have saved it. It was uh, was it a mistake from Pope? I wouldn't say it was a mistake, but he should have done better. That's what I would say. Should do better. He can't be conceding a goal at your near post. If anyone knows Aubameyang, he did the same thing against Meslier against Leeds, and I said the same thing. You got to be down quick. You got to be down. You got to be agile. That's why a lot of people got used to get De Gea for making them sort of near post saves with his feet. Sometimes you got to do that because a man like Nick Pope can't always get down fast enough because it's so big. So sometimes you stretch out the foot, and you stop the goal from happening there. But for me, it was poor from Burnley defending. You let Willian run at them. They let Aubameyang get in with an opportunity to score, and he cut in and he banged it in. So no complaints about that from Arsenal. But after that, before we get into the goal that we conceded, chances galore. If you do not take your chances, you will not win football games. Bukayo Saka had two good chances to score, put one wide. The other one was saved. Um, did Aubameyang have another chance? I'm not sure if Aubameyang did have another chance, but Pepe, gilt edge chance on his left foot. Maybe should have gone with his right foot, but even still, whatever foot you gone with, you got to get connection. He missed the ball completely, so big mistake from Pepe in there. Can't be doing that in this day and age. You got to be scoring that goal. Um, yeah, Shane, I remember you saying. Shane said it was going to be 0-0. Yeah, and as you did, I thought it was going to be a draw as well. I could see it. I could see it happening. I could see like people predicting 3-1. Was it Wilson predicted 3-1 yesterday? A lot of like going to Burnley is never going to be a game where you go and roll them over, 3-4-0. I know Spurs did it at home last week, and you can probably understand at home, but for some reason at Turf Moor, this isn't a place where you go to and you absolutely dominate. Sometimes you got to go and dig out a result, and we've come here plenty of times and got a late winner. I remember Alexis Sanchez. We spoke about it yesterday. Alexis Sanchez got a late winner. We've had the Koscielny goal, handball goal over the years. and I think last year we drew 0-0 here. So like going to Burnley isn't going to be an easy result. You're never going to go out and completely outplay them, but like you got to dig in and we dug in for a period of time, but we let the game drift out in the second half, and I'm just baffled about how bad it was um, in the second half. And we'll get into the actual decisions and what we thought about the referee, what we thought about Burnley as well as we get into it. Wilson's in the chat. He says, I'm absolutely furious about Arsenal's draw against Burnley today. Yeah, me too. Me too. Listen, just because I predict it doesn't mean I'm not angry, man. This is a poor result. It's a poor result. Yes, the Premier League's done. Yeah, I get that. Like we're not getting European football. Said this yesterday. I think we get a bit of optimism before games, so we think that we're back in the top six race now. Um, we're not. We're not. We're not back in the top six race. We never were. But we just get a bit of confidence when we get a win. So we won last week, and now we think we're gonna go and finish in the top four. We now got to play Spurs and West Ham in our next two games. Are we gonna get anything from there? Spurs game, we always struggle. We've been struggling against them lately. So, you know, it's poor. It's poor. It's poor. And mistakes have cost us. Mistakes have cost us again. Wilson said, I can't understand why some people are trying to blame Leno for the goal. I guess Xhaka made an awful mistake which cost us so dearly. Yeah, listen, all right, we'll get into that now. So in terms of the goal we conceded, listen, first of all, credit to Burnley, pressed us very well, pressed us very high up the top of the pitch. And as we weren't taking our chances in the first half, Saka missing a couple, Erdegaard missed one as well. Partey had a good opportunity, blazed it over the bar. As we keep blowing our chances, the reality is we're conceding. We get in a position where you could concede a sloppy goal. And today, Leno plays the ball to Xhaka. Listen, we've been playing out of the back all season. It's not a surprise that we do it, and we usually do beat the press. But today we didn't. Is it Leno's fault? Yes, Leno has to take some responsibility. Even though you pass that from the back, if you can see a man is chasing down Xhaka, why would you give him the ball? Listen, when I'm playing FIFA and I'm playing out from the back, if I can see that my DM is being pressed, I don't play it to my DM. I move it out or I'll go long. And today, Leno didn't read the fact that Xhaka could get closed down. So I think Leno has to take some responsibility, absolutely. But ultimately, Xhaka wanted the ball. He called for it. I don't know if he screamed for it, and maybe he wasn't aware that there was a man behind him. But ultimately, Xhaka takes on the ball. He takes a touch, so he's got lots of time. He's not like they were tight contact, and he makes the wrong decision. He tries to play it out to David Luiz. It's a poor ball. I don't know if he doesn't see Chris Wood there, or does he try to go around him or try to go above him? But ultimately, he sees David Luiz. He looks up, then he looks down, and he just gets it horribly wrong with his right foot. In hindsight, maybe he could have taken. You see, with Xhaka, he likes to take a lot of touches sometimes, so maybe he could have taken another touch, fake to go to David Luiz and just run it out as he loves to do. But Xhaka, for me, Xhaka and Leno are both guilty in that goal. I can't. It's 50-50 for me. I can't. No, it's not. It's probably more on Xhaka than Leno because Xhaka gets the ball. He has time to take a touch, and then he does that. So ultimately, the blame will go on Xhaka, and that being the style of football that we normally play anyway. Xhaka will have to get the majority of the blame. But Leno, if you see a man under pressure, go long, and we turn and face. So it was poor from both there, to be honest. Yeah, Leno can definitely improve with the ball at his feet. He's okay. He's okay. He's no Edison. I'll tell you that for a fact. We also said Xhaka should take more of the blame than Leno, 100%. Hala Madrid, I don't know what you're doing here. You should be preparing for a huge game you got coming up against Atletico Madrid. Pepe is playing against Arsenal. All right, let's get on to Pepe. Two things with Pepe. Actually, three things. The first thing should have started for me. Should have started. He's a confidence man. And I would have had him playing on the left ahead of Willian. I know he probably prefers the right, but Starboy's over there. So sometimes you have to get moved over and not necessarily get dropped. I know Willian played there last week and had a very good game. So I'm not surprised that you went with Willian. But for me, Pepe should have started. Second thing, when he came on and he made an impact. He made an impact. He got on the ball. He was threatening, um, and caused that Burnley team a lot of problems. I said three things. I'm going to say a few more. Third thing, um, took the defender on one, couple step overs, flicked it up, and handball. For me, it's a handball. It's a handball. Pepe wins a penalty for me. The first one, all right, fair enough. Kind of hit him a bit close. The second one, the hands outstretched outside of the silhouette. Don't give me nothing about close proximity if your hand is far stretched out. If your hand's far stretched out of your body and you kind of fit the ball up, we've seen it given time and time again this season. So I don't understand why at least Andre Mariner didn't get the chance to go to the monitor to have a look. I genuinely think if Andre Monitor goes, Andre Monitor, if Andre Mariner goes, is that the ref today? If he goes to the monitor, for me, he sees it as a penalty kick. I'm not saying red card. I'm not saying yellow card. I'm just saying your hands outstretched. It's a penalty. And Pepe done him. And Pepe flicked it up, knowing that he could get around the other side. And the hand was there. And yes, it was. He didn't. It wasn't intentional. He didn't mean to do it. But how many times have we seen this season? If your hand is outside your body, they're going to give penalties. I've seen man blast it at man and get penalties for that this season. I've seen it happen. So for me, that's a stonewall penalty. It's a stonewall penalty, and the referee and the VAR get this wrong. Listen, if Peter Walton's in the BT studio saying he's surprised it wasn't a penalty, that is a stonewall penalty. Peter Walton, the man who missed to agree with every ref, he's basically saying that is a penalty kick. It's not close proximity. That's terrible. That was a terrible decision today. Terrible decision from the ref, from the VAR. Yeah, it was poor from them. And then we're still on Pepe. So then Pepe had an opportunity to make up for that. Well, no, it wasn't his fault, but there's an opportunity to score the winner. Ball comes in from Tierney and he absolutely fluffs his lines. He fluffs his lines, man. So yeah, poor from Pepe in that decision. I can't say any more or any less than that. It was just a poor decision from Pepe. I don't know if he should have gone with his right or the left, but whichever one he should have gone with, he got it wrong and he missed the target completely. So poor decision overall from Pepe. Should never have missed that chance. And then he has the chance to get the winner right at the death on his right. Is it his right foot? Caught it beautifully. Caught it ever so well. And then Peters gives it the shoulder this time. And that one I'm cool with. That's not a pen. Should never have been a red card. I don't even know why he even gave the pen. Maybe he saw a hand flick out and then it hit his shoulder. But for me, it's a great block from the defender. And it should have been, I hit the bar and it came out. Yeah, so no penalty for me there. But we should have had at least one penalty in that game. So yeah, it was a bit of a, for someone who's only come on for 20 minutes, Pepe had a massive impact today. And that's what you want. I'm not looking at Pepe saying, oh, horrible performance, should be dropped. I'm saying, actually, you came and impacted the game, should have had a penalty, should have had at least one goal. And you probably done more than Saka did. Saka had a good first half, but second half he was poor for me. So yeah, swings and roundabouts with Pepe, man, today. Swings and roundabouts. 100% Pepe should have started. A draw against Burnley is not good enough at all. It's poor. It's a poor result. Poor result. I'm sorry. Shane says I was shocked as a neutral that Chambers played. Yeah, I think everyone was shocked. Even Arsenal fans, we would have assumed it would have been at least Cedric or Bellerin. Like I said yesterday, I would have had I think Arteta would go for Bellerin. Wilson said he thought he would go for Cedric. He ended up going for Chambers, and maybe it was because of Burnley's height. They obviously love to put a ball in the box, and I thought Chambers actually done quite well. Won a lot of balls in the air. Stopped Burnley from dominating in the air, although they did have obviously a few chances. Sometimes with Bellerin and Cedric, they kind of give up on their header because they're so small they can't reach it. Whereas Chambers, he gets up well, and Chambers is a very safe player. He's not someone who will make mistake after mistake. He will just get rid, doesn't dwell on the ball, wins his headers, clears his lines, and yeah, he does well. Wilson says if Arsenal would rob VAR, listen, I don't think it was a great decision from VAR today. That's what I'll say on that. Hala Madrid says Sabah's completed 360 spins today. Yeah, and he hit the post. And he hit the post. So you're saying about that? That was a good opportunity for him to score. I don't know. I feel like Chambers just got in the way a bit. I don't know why. I don't know if he called for it. Chambers should have just left that, leave that to Ceballos on his right foot to get a clean hit. But there were a lot of defenders in the way, so we had to kind of bend it round. Unfortunately, though, it did smash off the post and go out for a goal kick, or it came back off the post anyway. Yeah, Wilson says Saka missed two big chances. He did 100%, 100%. Saka should have scored. Star boy today weren't really the star of the show. Two good chances for him today, Saka, and he fluffed his lines. He fluffed his lines. Should be scoring them. We should have won. We should have won that game in the first half. And as I said, against Burnley, you don't get 10, 20 chances in the game. You don't do it. So when you do get your chances, you got to go out and win and well, win the game if you can. So we messed up. We messed up today. And listen, it's the headlines will be about Xhaka, and 100% should be in terms of his performances weren't great. But the reality is, we've got to, when we get our opportunities, we've got to do better, and we didn't today. We were poor. Guys, make sure you smash that like button as well. All of you that are in there, just give the video a like for me if you're enjoying this video. Harris says, as a United fan, but how does Arteta keep forgiving Xhaka for all these mistakes he makes? The problem is, if you don't forgive anyone, and you're not like Xhaka, you're not going to forgive anyone. Danny Ceballos made a horrible mistake against Benfica. Two horrible mistakes against Benfica, you could argue, last week. So what does he? If he drops Xhaka, does he bring back Ceballos, who also makes the mistake? Partey's passing has been a bit mediocre this season, although he's obviously he's clear of them in terms of quality. And Xhaka on the ball has been good. He's been good this season. He's been good this season. So it's difficult because you're like, you want someone who's going to cut out the mistakes, but you also want someone that's going to be good on the ball. Listen, I think it's high time we bring in someone else in that midfield. Definitely his place has been kept safe for too long. So this summer, I was saying yesterday that excuse me, I would love someone like Yves Bissouma who will get in about in the midfield, who will win the ball, who will fight to win the ball, and will try to get us moving forward. By winning the ball and keeping it simple. Whereas Xhaka, I feel like sometimes is a bit slow, is a bit tepid. Passes go a bit stray, like he did today. And 100%, I hear that. And when you say that, how does he? He keeps on making mistakes and get away with it. It's probably because he hasn't got the competition in the squad. If we had players around him that were maybe on his neck, he fixed up his performances. But at the moment, the reality is there's no one pushing for that spot in the centre midfield. And until we get that player, Xhaka's going to just feel comfy to do what he wants, make mistakes, and get away with it. So these are the match stats for today. 15 shots, 3 on target. Burnley had 5 on target, 4 corners, and we committed 12 fouls. Listen, for large parts of the game, we were better, but there was a period of time where Burnley came back into it. And let's not sleep on the fact that Burnley could have won the game. Burnley could have won the game today. We could have been going home with 0 points. Chris Wood has to score. Ball gets played in from the left-hand side. Chambers plays him on side. Not that his fault, really. Just step back a bit. And then Wood has a one-on-one chance with Leno on his left foot. And he has got to be burying that. He's got to be burying that. Leno makes a good save, outstretches his leg and makes a good save. And also, Eric Peters could have scored. The man who, in my opinion, should have given a penalty, has a banger from about 30, 35 yards on the volley. And Leno has to hurry back and push it over the bar. So 2 very good saves from Leno today, preventing what would have been a very, very embarrassing loss. Would have been a very embarrassing loss. But I have to credit Burnley. They actually did very well today. They pressed us in areas where we probably didn't expect to be pressed. So yeah, credit to Burnley today for sure. Wilson says, since Xhaka arrived in 2016, Arsenal have never finished in the top 4. This guy's made stupid mistakes in crucial times. He is not good enough. And I hear that, completely hear that. And I'm not even going to like be mad about, like, be completely disagree with what you said. There's parts of Xhaka I've seen, like in Leicester game, where I thought, could this be a guy we could use a lot going forward? And then you see that today, even though it was only one mistake and the rest of the game is probably quite solid, it was a key mistake and it cost us the game. It cost us 3 points because he doesn't make the mistake. We maybe getting away with a 1-0 win or a 2-0 win if we can get that second goal. So this is why we need competition for that place in centre mid. He's too comfy. You know, if we go into the next season with the same squad, El Neni and Ceballos, maybe a Maitland-Niles, they're not pushing for that number one spot ahead of Xhaka. You know, unless you go with maybe a Partey and one of the others, but I can't see it happening. So for me, we need to be bringing in another central midfielder this summer to be pushing for a starting place. And I wouldn't be mad at Xhaka being an option. I wouldn't be screaming for us to sell him, but I just don't think he should be feeling comfortable in our starting lineup every week. I just don't feel like it anymore. I'm kind of at my tether with him, although he has helped us. There's no doubt about it. He has helped us. But yeah, this is a good comment. He's inconsistent. He's inconsistent. My mom wouldn't make those mistakes. A lot of us wouldn't be making those mistakes. It's poor. It's not. Doesn't always find the right option. Doesn't always find the right ball. So yeah, I get disappointed with him. I get disappointed with him, Xhaka, because I feel like there's more to his game, and he just doesn't show it week in, week out, which is a shame for me because uh, yeah, he can be good at times, but other times he lets himself down. He does, and today was a clear clear indication where he has let himself down. So yeah, but we'll see what happens with Arsenal going forward with Xhaka, what they do with him. For me, we need to really get at them, get at a new midfielder in the squad. I'm going to show you my current status of Ramsey versus Arsenal. I've not even seen this myself, so I'm gonna share this on screen with you now. Obviously, I predicted a 1-1 result, so nothing changes in that respect. Uh, I've got Arsenal on a predicted 43 points, and they're currently on 38 points. So you know, not much difference today, but this was a prime chance for today for Arsenal to close the gap on a Ramsey versus Arsenal, but they failed to do it, and so they sit below me again with 38 points, much less than I expected them to be doing this season. I wanted a lot higher. So let's have a look. Where does 43 points put us in the league table right now? It's seventh place, so it's not great anyway. It's not great anyway. But yeah, that's where we're at. And everyone that predicted a 2-3-0 win, you gotta just realise this ain't Burnley isn't a great place to go. This isn't a great Arsenal squad, and we're gonna be dropping points along the way. But today, you know, we can look at decisions that went against us, but was poor performance from us overall. Very poor performance. Listen, guys, I'm going to end it there. Thank you for joining me in the chat today. Please make sure you smash that like button on the way out. If you're new around here, please hit that subscribe button for us. We'd love to be on the road to 4K now. So yeah, if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching. We'll be back next week with a podcast and preview and reviewing the Olympiacos match next week. But yeah, weekend hasn't started good for us. We've dropped points, and I can just imagine that everyone else is going to pick up points around us. Yeah, bad day at the office for Arsenal. Burnley won. Arsenal won. Prediction spot on. Performance horrible. Thank you all for joining me, and I will see you all very soon.